to another video, and in today's video it is all about my micro locks. Y'all, I have been locked for 1 month today. I got my locks on September 1st and it's October 1st, and I absolutely love my hair, y'all. So in today's video I just wanted to talk really quickly about why I decided to get micro locks, who did my micro locks, my current regimen with my micro locks, any concerns I have, am I happy with them? All of that is going to be answered in today's video, so I hope you stay around to watch. I have some notes that I wrote down so I don't forget anything and everything that I want to highlight today. So the first thing I want to talk about is why I decided to get micro locks. So I have been natural for 9 years. I big shopped on Mother's Day 2014 and I've been natural ever since. I loved my natural hair, y'all. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was probably one of the best decisions I've ever done. But after 9 years, I just got tired of doing my hair. I got tired of figuring out what I was gonna do my hair for vacation. I got tired of planning my lifestyle around my hair. It really came down to feeling like I was losing control over my hair. So if I'm going on vacation, I gotta get it braided. If I'm working out, I can't do certain hairstyles. Flexi rods, you can't sleep in them. I just really started to feel like I was so controlled by my hair and everything that I wanted to do, and I just got tired of doing it. So I decided to get locks. So what kind of locks do I have? I have micro locks, y'all. These are micro locks. They are not sister locks. A lot of people stop me when I'm out and about and they're like, oh my God, I love your sister locks. And I have to tell them these are not sister locks, they are micro locks. The sister lock girlies do not play about their sister locks. They will tell you in a minute if you have sister locks or if you have micro locks. And so I have micro locks. They were not installed by a sister lock consultant. They were installed by a regular micro locks consultant. So I have micro locks, not sister locks. Started off with braids. So they are braided, but they are interlocked at the roots. And I did keep my ends quite curly. So I do have about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, sometimes 2 inches in some areas of where my natural curl pattern remained, and it wasn't braided all the way down. Okay, so who did my micro lock installation? I got my micro locks installed by Braids That Speak. Her studio is in Maryland, and if you have been on Instagram or TikTok or Pinterest, you've probably seen her work. She does a phenomenal job. She's most known for her bell micro locks, braids and twists, and bell micro locks is with extensions. I don't have extensions, but that's what she does. That's what she's most known for. Her work is very gorgeous. So I went to her to get my locks installed. I found her on IG, like I mentioned. I stalked her for a while, trying to decide while I was deciding to get micro locks, if I was gonna do it or not, and I just kept coming back to her page. I live in Charlottesville, Virginia, so she's about 3 hours away, and I couldn't find anyone close that did as good of a work as she did. So I was just like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna go with her. My consult was in July of this year, July 2023, and at the end of the consult, I put my deposit down to do my install on September 1st. Now, the price of micro locks is very expensive. It is not an inexpensive install. It's not an inexpensive maintenance process. It is quite expensive to me in my pocket. I have never paid this much for any type of hairstyle, but because it was permanent, I wanted to go to someone whose work was impeccable, and she was the one that I just kept going back to. I'll tell you my prices that I paid. Now, the price that I paid is not the price that it might be when you want to get your micro locks installed, but for me, when I got them installed on September 1st, 2023, this is what I paid. So my deposit was $500, and this secured my spot for the installation. You had to pay it before they would even book your appointment. So I paid the deposit and then booked for September 1st. The remainder of my bill was $730, which was due the day of the installation. So altogether, my micro locks cost $1,230 for my micro locks braids. Now, Braids That Speak does have different prices depending on the length of your hair, depending on if you want extensions, and depending if you want smaller parts or if you want braids versus twists. So again, I started off with my hair 10 to 12 inches. I have micro lock braids and I just did the standard parts. Also gave both stylists a $50 tip, so in the end I paid $13.30 for my microlocs. So what I do currently to maintain my microlocs is honestly, y'all, not much. I spray it down with a little bit of water about 1 to 2 times a week. That's about it. And then seal in the moisture. I use this on my scalp. You guys have probably seen this in my Get Ready With Me for Mexico vlog. I love this stuff. You have an itchy, dry, flaky scalp, this is going to be your best friend. And then for the ends of my hair, because my ends are out, they are curly. I think I mentioned that I have about 1 to 2 inches of natural curls out of my hair. It needs to be moisturized and maintained, so I use the Mielle Organic Rosemary Mint Light Oil. This is even better than the original. The original is a little bit too thick, and my scalp is so sensitive to rosemary, so I only use this on the ends of my hair. But that's it, y'all. I don't use anything else on my hair. I do have a different loctician than Braids That Speak because she is all the way in Maryland. It is a 3-hour drive, and they don't do Saturday retie appointments, and I cannot take off work every single month. I'm on a 6-week retie schedule to get my hair retied. So I found someone closer in Richmond, and I went to her yesterday to do my first retie, and they told me that I need to start braiding and banding my hair at night. I am prone to frizz because I have a looser curl pattern. I have a lot of my ends left out, and she just said to prevent bunching and frizz, to braid and band at night and then put a scarf or bonnet on my head. So I did that last night, and that's why my hair is quite curly. And I actually really like this than just the straight microlock look. So that's gonna be like my new regimen, I guess. It's just braiding and banding at night. Obviously, if you're gonna wash your hair yourself, you have to braid and band too. I don't plan on washing my hair myself. I'm just gonna get it done as part of the service. So that's pretty much all I do to maintain my microlocs. So the last thing I want to talk about is the current concerns I have about my microlocs. So I've been locked for a month, and this is the first time I've ever heard of bunching, and my loctician told me that I need to braid and band to prevent bunching. Y'all, when I got these microlocs installed, nobody told me about bunching, and if you leave out a lot of your loose natural hair, you will probably get bunching, where the end starts to bunch up, and they might be a little bit more fatter than the actual lock. And that concerns me so much because I just have this vision of all my microlocs being the same uniform size from root to tip, and if I have like fat chunky ends and my lock itself is not, I just don't know if I'm gonna like that. So I wish that I would have known that when I was getting these installed and had them braid down a lot more, because I'm really worried about my ends. Because y'all, I have like an inch to 1.5 inches. I don't know if you guys can see that, but all that is just loose hair. And they're saying that my hair might be like that thick as it starts to bunch up. And I don't like that. I don't think I'm gonna like that at all. Everyone doesn't get bunching, and just because my hair might be more prone to bunching doesn't mean I will, but I'm definitely highly concerned about that. My second concern with these microlocs is the tension of braiding and banding nightly. So I'm very worried about the pulling on these locks every night to braid and band. That's a lot of tension of braiding and pulling on my locks. I do them kind of loose, but I'm just worried about always braiding and banding, and if I start exhibiting any thinness or thinning or anything crazy with my locks. So I'm definitely going to talk to my loctician about that, because I could just see me always like braiding and banding in the same spot and pulling, and then it starts to like, I don't know, get weak at the roots. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm also concerned about the retie schedule and retying my hair. So like I mentioned, microlocs is an investment into your hair, and it is not an cheap investment. So I'm on a 6-week retie schedule, and my loctician charges $150 to retie my hair. I do not currently know how to retie my hair myself, so I am paying that. And that's just a little concerning for my wallet, y'all. Obviously I want my hair to flourish and mature as beautiful as it can, to mature correctly, so I don't mind paying it. but I'm just concerned about my budget for doing it and if I will have to learn how to retie my hair myself to kind of alleviate that financial concern later on down the line. So you guys, that wraps up all about my microlocs. Overall, I absolutely love my hair. It is so gorgeous, and I don't think I've given you guys like a close-up of my locks this entire video, but I just want to show you guys what they look like up close. They are so stunning. And I do really love them. They are probably one of my favorite decisions I've made since going natural with my hair. I don't know how often I'm gonna update you guys on my locks, especially now because nothing is really happening. They're very much in their infancy stage. There's nothing really going on. Maybe I'll update you guys at 6 months and then 1 year. I'm not sure, but if something happens in between there, if I start exhibiting like some of the bunching that I'm concerned about, maybe I'll do an update on how me and my loctician are working to alleviate that. But yeah, that kind of wraps it all up, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in to this video. And if there's anything about my microlocs that you have more questions on that I didn't go into detail about, definitely leave those questions down below and I will either make a follow-up Q&A video or answer them down in the comments.